Definitely something in construction. I definitely want to do something in construction. When I was 6, 7 years old, I worked for my uncle sorting nails. Made 25 cents an hour, I think, sorting framing nails from finished nails, roofing nails. Was always around my grandfather and my uncle doing little projects here and there. And then when I was 12, 13 years old, I grew up in a single family home and remodeled my mom's house. The two of us really just worked on it together as much as we could, and that's how I learned my whole way through. And again, she would just save up her money and we'd buy a couple pieces. The joke at the hardware store is how you're the lady that buys one piece of sheetrock at a time. And I knew I was not going to go to college, so I joined the Navy to become a Navy Seabee. So I left for boot camp June 6, 1991. It was the day of my high school graduation. I love high school now, but not then. I had to get out of town and start my own life. Seabees are builders, that's what I did. We build anything for the Marine Corps or the Navy. So if it's remodeling a hospital, building a bridge during wartime, whatever it might be, that's what we do. I did 8 years active duty. I was in Spain, went to Mogadishu, Somalia in '93, Diego Garcia, Naples, Italy. I was in Nizwa, Oman, went to Guam. Then I went to Navy EOD school in Eglin Air Force Base, Florida, and I did support there. So I got out, I was married. I worked for a small contractor in New Jersey, H.E.A.R.T.S Construction. Worked for them as a foreman for 2 years, and then we moved to West Virginia right when 9/11 happened. So I went back into the reserves. I got activated to Bahrain to support the guys up in Iraq for Operation Enduring Freedom. So I was there for 1 year and wound up doing 10 years total in the military. I loved it. The guys you meet, they become your family. They're your brothers, your sisters, because when you're overseas, you miss Thanksgivings and Christmas and birthdays and all those special events. But when you're together, you celebrate it together. You might celebrate their birthday, or maybe there's something going on special in their family. And so you get to be a part of that and read the letters with them. And so that's why they become your family. We moved to Texas in 2007. My wife was offered a great job with the Veterans Administration. So we moved down here. I was a stay-at-home dad at the time. And then when my daughters went to kindergarten, first grade, I went to University of Houston and got my degree in construction management. And after I graduated, I started my own little business. And I had my business for about 2 years or so, and I was doing pretty well, but then physical issues started happening. I was experiencing some pain. I went to my doctor and we discovered that I had bone spurs in my knees and in my hip. She told me it was not going to get better. And so I went home. I clearly was very depressed because I had this company that I wanted to create, and I was moving along pretty well and doing pretty well. I wanted to be in construction, just couldn't figure out how. And so I went out in the driveway and we get this little newspaper in our neighborhood. I went to go throw it away, and as I threw it away, it flipped upside down, and on the back of it, it said, "Do you want to teach high school kids construction?" And I knew that was a sign, and so I took it and I applied for this job, and I got it a few weeks later. So I really feel it's good for kids to take a program like ours, construction technology, or any of our CTE programs, because it gives them a skill set that you will use tomorrow. You can go get a job this weekend if you want, this summer, or set your family up for the rest of your life. There's plenty of work, especially in construction. If you go anywhere from Dallas, Houston, San Antonio, Austin, you're gonna find work in this area. And that's why I feel it's a great class to take. It's not an easy transition when you get out of the military, because most people think that you just get a job and now you're a civilian and that's it, ta-da. It's not that easy, because the bonding that you create with these guys, you get so close with those people that all of a sudden, well, now you're out of the military and good luck, you're on your own, and there's nobody around. You really do feel isolated. But what people don't understand is if you wear a uniform, then you are a veteran. And it doesn't matter whether you're in an Air Force station in Kansas on a base, or if you're in the heart of Afghanistan, or wherever, if you're on a ship somewhere, if you wore that uniform, active reserves, National Guard, whatever it might be, you did one thing and you put your hand up and you swore to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And for me, that makes you a veteran, day one. Our school got involved a few years ago. I reached out to several different organizations, and when I reached out to Operation Finally Home, the CEO is Rusty Carroll, who is a Huntsville Hornet alumni, which is pretty neat as well. Came through to fund this project, and what my students are doing is we're building small houses for veterans. It's 12 by 32 square foot, not that big. It's got a nice size kitchen in it, twin size bed, and a full bath. Built here on campus. We're gonna pick it up and we're gonna move it out to Fob 10 Mile Ranch. It's out on Highway 75. Tara and Roger Burnett's property. They've generously donated. My students are building 4 of them. So it's a pretty big community project that we're involved with. You know, we're just one aspect of it. Thank you to Operation Finally Home for funding this project, Tara and Roger obviously for donating the property, and my kids for building it. I've not swung one nail into that house. It's all kid built. There's gonna be 4 of them in a circle. My junior classes, my CT1 classes, they're building a shed so that way they have a workshop. So we can get these guys together with the houses and create that bond, that unit. When I got the money, I reached out to the CTE department and everybody was so supportive. The entire CTE department, they all were trying to volunteer, you know, hey, how can we be a part of this? And maybe we could do this, or we could do that. And it was so refreshing to be in a place that, you know, we all support each other down here in CTE. Everybody from superintendent all the way down has been nothing but supportive of this whole program. It takes a village, and I couldn't do it without them. I think the kids are starting to get it. I know my senior class has got it. They got it right from the get-go. They had an opportunity. They've been here since this project began. So we're thinking that both of the houses are going to get moved at the same time in April, along with the sheds. One of the teachers volunteered to have the kids go out and plant bushes and trees around there. Our criminal justice kids, Miss Bauer and Miss Jordan said that they would maybe do some type of security camera. We could get them, you know, it's more of a community feel amongst the students as well as the actual community of Huntsville. There's other high schools that build tiny houses and there's other high schools that build tiny houses for veterans. But ours is the only one in the entire United States where it's hometown kids building a hometown house for a hometown veteran. You know, we can be a little bit proud of ourselves that it's all Huntsville, taking care of Huntsville vets, and for that I'm extremely proud. Call me Mr. D, and this is my Huntsville ISD story.